Gaffer, we're on the road to face Airdrieonians tomorrow. What sort of challenge are you expecting?
I think it'll be a tough game. Obviously they were on the wrong end of a poor result on Saturday Ayr. But I seen them on the previous Tuesday against St Johnstone. First half, yes, St Johnstone had a lot of the ball, had a lot of opportunities, but I thought as the game wore on, certainly second half, Airdrie at home were a good team, and I think again, like I say, the second 45 against St Johnstone, they were good value for money. Had St Johnstone pinned in, got their goal, and just couldn't get the equaliser. But like I say, again, it'll be a really tough game, as every game in the Championship is.
And compared to previous times against Airdrie, there has been a change of management since then. Have you seen a change in the way they play, or in your analysis, any differences that you expect from tomorrow?
No, they're still playing the same way, whether it's a 2 or a 1. It's still a 4-3-3. The full backs are still pushing high, got a lot of rotations, a lot of movement. So yeah, but listen, it's nothing that we've not faced before from an Airdrie team. We just have to be ready for it. They've got a lot of pace in their team, a lot of young players who are energetic and free flowing at times. So we have to be wary of that. But like I say, we have to concentrate on ourselves, Gareth.
And is there confidence you can take from the last time out there as well?
Of course, we went there late on in the season last year, won 1-0. Young Sam played in the game, done really well. Tommy popped up with a goal, we won the game 1-0. But like I say, every game's different in this league. Even this season, there's a lot of chopping and changing. Like I say, change of manager, change of personnel. So listen, whatever Airdrie come at us with, we will have to be ready for that.
You spoke about your pride in especially the second half performance last week. What's your message been to the boys this week to try and get that into tomorrow's game?
No, well, first and foremost, I think the week's been excellent in terms of our training. The boys are full of confidence. The training's been excellent this week, but we have to take that in. I've re-emphasised that today in the analysis. We have to be ready for the challenge from Airdrie, but we also have to play with that intensity. We played second half against Ross County, because like I said, it was a joy to watch, and really pleasing that we're now starting to hopefully see the team start to gel together. There's a lot of competition now. Players are fighting for positions within the team, so that all bodes well for everyone. But like I say, I was really pleased with the performance second half against Ross County, how well we dominated the game, how well we had a lot of the possession. We're final third entries as well, balls into the box, shots and goal, keeper making great saves. So we have to bring all that to the fort tomorrow for the full 90, and if we can do that, then I would expect us to pick up a positive result. Yeah,
and not just last week's game, but we've seen plenty of positives from all the games so far this season. It really does feel like that win is coming, but how important would it be, especially tomorrow, to try and put that stamp on the first quarter and move into the next one?
Yeah, listen, we want to win every game, Gareth, but I keep re-emphasising it's a very difficult league we play in. The teams are all evenly matched. No one has got a given right to turn up and expect us to pick up 3 points. So that's not how this championship works. First and foremost, you have to work your socks off to get anything for any game, and it'll be the same tomorrow. But like I say, I'm really liking what I'm seeing at the moment for the group. Like I say, this week's been really, really positive in terms of what we're getting from the training sessions, the workload, and I just hope that leads to our first 3 points on Saturday against Airdrie. But listen, it won't be easy, as I've said, but we have to go there with the swagger, and the composure, the work ethic, the desire that all came to the fore second half last week.
And just finally, we of course saw an enforced change last week with Cammy McPherson coming off. Is there any news on him so far, and in terms of the rest of the team as a whole, how's the availability for tomorrow?
Well, Cammy got a scan on his shoulder. Obviously there's an issue there. We'll just need to assess it. Like I say, he's not trained this week, he'll be unavailable tomorrow, but we'll assess it as where we're going long term. And we'll take it for there, but certainly for tomorrow it's a game too soon. Ali Crawford also came off last week, got a scan during the week, and he's got a tear in his calf, so he's going to miss a prolonged period, which is frustrating for him, because I think everyone can see the difference he makes when he's on the pitch. Just his vision and his quality from dead balls, etc. So he'll be a massive miss to the group, but hopefully he's back sooner rather than later. Again, Michael Harron needs a jag, so again it's a waiting game. It's a process that we have to wait and see how long it takes to get it. Hopefully that's sooner rather than later. and Keane Taylor probably just is a week too soon, and hopefully he'll be available for Partick Thistle. So that's only 4. Everybody else is fit and good to go. Obviously Aaron comes into the fold after being unavailable last week because we were playing against his parent club. So it's good to have Aaron in the squad as well.
And I suppose I mentioned Chris Moore coming back into the squad as well.
Yep, Chris also is available after his nasty head injury. He unfortunately missed out last week, which inevitably gave someone else a chance in the team, and like I say, they've done really well. So from a manager's point of view, it gives me food for thought in what way we go and who we pick. So that's what you want as a manager. I thought the introduction last week of Bluesy, Nathan Shaw and wee Ali certainly had an impetus in the game to keep that flow of the game in our favour. When we made the subs, it didn't really affect anything. When Tommy went on as well, it kept that impetus at the top end of the pitch. So like I say, that's all I can ask for. I understand in football, I've been a player myself, that players are unhappy missing out, but that's why you build a competitive squad so that players are ready to go when they're asked. And like I say, for us as a club this season, hopefully that bodes well for us going forward.